How are you? This is Oliver Fernandez with The Imperfect Entrepreneur. And what a crazy year 2022 has been. It's been the wildest year ever for me personally, for McKinsey as the company. Just so many crazy swings, just like if anybody would have ever told me in business when I first got into business how crazy it could be, like from highs of highs, like landing some of the biggest jobs we've ever landed, and then the lows of lows, like separation of partnerships, like subcontractors letting you down, people that you really have built with for the last 9 years, like totally just separating. But it's been a crazy year. Can't wait to walk through just the ups and downs and what I've learned from that with you, and really excited about that actually, because we're at the end of the day, we got to just stay focused on the vision. So the kids have been crazy sick this year with earaches, nose situations, sneezing, puking, whatever. But the cool thing about it all is they just keep growing. My daughter, I was dropping my daughter off at school the other day, and the guy who helps everybody get parked in the morning to drop off, was like, I don't know how old your daughter is, but her vocabulary, and she is so articulate. And I was like, what makes you say that? She's so clear in her speaking. Like, she'll be like, oh, my daddy's here, I gotta go. And that just warmed my heart so much. And then my baby boy, he's crawling around, he's getting around, he's actually, getting a little getting to the size where he can protect himself from his sister, so they get in little tussles and stuff. But it's fun, it's exciting, and just really just so grateful for this year. So many challenges personally, professionally, and financially. And the people who push through those challenges, the people that hit their dreams and hit their goals and hit their targets. After going through everything that we went through this year, it first started off, we had, a couple projects that just, the key word for this year is really alignment. We had a couple projects at the beginning of the year, we got out of alignment. And what do I mean by getting out of alignment? Well, the results of the team are not in line with the success of the team. And when that happens, we have a job that we lose over $500,000. We're still even calculating the full impact of that on the business. And it's things weren't done on the field properly, out of alignment with superintendents, just out of alignment. And it was painful, we got subcontractors that said they were going to do what they said they were going to do, and everything was lined up. And then it came down to actually executing, and then they started falling on their head, and we're a company that does everything we say we're going to do. So of course we had to step in, and we had to come to the table financially, start paying for some of these guys' materials. And then it became oh, we have all the materials on site, but nothing's still getting installed. So then at that point we need to move in a different direction. And then that's where we created the separation, and brought on a new contractor. And then that new contractor was able to get work done in the field, but they didn't do it the right way. And honestly, we were out of alignment with our internal team. We were approving things and letting things be installed that were not in accordance with our accountability standards. We were out of accountability with what we would want done at our parents' house or our mother's house or our house. And then we were letting things get done in the field, and we just got crushed. This was the first job that we had to separate, or basically throw 2 subcontractors off the job. And at the end of the day, that's never easy. It's always, it creates so much resistance for the job. And then there's all of the legal stuff that goes along with it, right? There's some some of the subcontractors we had paid already, and then all of a sudden now we're moving them from the job. We don't get our money back. We have to pursue them to get that back. So it was oh my God, I cannot believe this is happening right now. But the only thing that got us through that time was focusing on where we want to be, what kind of company we want to be. We continued to bid. We continued to focus on where we wanted to go. We want to be $100 million company. We want to have 200 team members. Like, if that wasn't super clear in those moments, we would have just, like, you know, honestly, I had a couple of really big real estate deals close out. Could have easily just, like, paid off the vendors, you know, like, and just walked away and just, like, had no aggravation. But, like, that's not who I am. That's not my mission. Like, my mission is to enhance the lives of 1 million people, right? And I can't do that if I just walk away and just go and hide. I can only do that if we're building something together. I can only do that if I have my team members' attention, and I can only do that in the moments that like this, that like I make the decision and step into the courage that it takes to be a business owner. Like it was hard to make that decision. It hurt to my stomach, like low sleep, you know, like I had to put in a ton of time. And this was at a time when we just had our new baby, you know, like most people are so worried about paternity leave and maternity leave and all these leave things, like that they get so, they miss out on their goals and their targets. Like I had my son, and like the baby of my business required my attention at that time. And I just had to be upfront about it. I told my wife what was going on. I told her like what we needed to do to get back in alignment with the organization. And luckily my wife was in alignment with me and where we're trying to build and trying to grow to. And she said, babe, do what you got to do. Like I got 100% trust in you. And that's it. Everything that I needed to hear. And that was the same thing, honestly, that she told me back in 2008 when I let her know that I was $500,000 in the hole and I had never even made 6 figures to that point. She said, I believe in you. I have 100% trust in you that you'll be able to figure this out. And we did, and we exploded through that. And then these exact moments here are going to be the catalyst for what we create. And that's that $100 million company. And then as soon as we build the confidence to get and hit that $100 million and now have the confidence of a company of that size, the next target's $1 billion. The next target is $1 billion. And it's so cool because, you know, as it's year end, I'm sitting down and having reviews with my top performers in the organization. And you know, there's people that are moving in, you know, to director levels because of the level of commitment and day-to-day drive and push that they brought to the organization. And that's exactly what we need. And we're going to continue to double down and build underneath these people. Like, these people came in, they put in the work, they showed the commitment level, and you know what that does? It builds trust. Now I have trust to build underneath someone like that. Now I have confidence to build underneath someone like that. I can't have trust and I can't have confidence to build underneath someone if they can't even show up for themselves. Of course I know they're not going to show up for team members. Team members that we're building underneath them with. But it's just so, like, this time of year is so many mixed emotions, because you got your highs of, like, you know, promoting people in the organization, seeing people that put so much time, energy, and effort in and getting the results. You know, like multiple 5-figure bonuses, you know? Like that's something that I've always dreamed of being able to do. And when people put in the work and the value exceeds what they're being compensated, like, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer to make those type of moves for the organization, because the organization needs people like that to succeed. I don't want to be like some of these business owners that I run into. They're 60 years old. They're still doing everything in the organization. They haven't built with anybody around them. It's like this Greek restaurant I go to. The guy's in there. He's so, like, you could just tell he's just not happy, you know. And he's like, he's still micromanaging the guy on the grill. It's like, dude, let go a little bit. Build with somebody. Give somebody a little bit of ability. You know, obviously you got to train them first, but once you've trained them, give them a little bit of an ability to step into that role. And that was a big thing that I had to learn this year, is like, give people the ability to step in a role. Give people the ability to build trust with me. You know, like, sometimes you can let those failures in business jade you so much that you're not willing to trust the right people, right? Like, okay, trust has been broken because someone didn't do the right thing. Okay. But then now you're using that same thought process on someone else that will do the right thing. Now they're like, oh, I'm getting out of here because, like, you know, I can't really be who I want to be with this organization because there's no trust there. But, like, at the same time, those people need to put in the work and be consistent and build that trust. And when they do build that trust, as the business owner, you have to be able to differentiate from the people who are taking advantage and the people who are all in. And the people who are all in, like, we're gonna build with those people. We're gonna support those people. We're gonna double down with those people because that's how you grow. That's how you get scaling. And honestly, I've learned that from Brandon Dawson and Cardone Ventures and Natalie Dawson. Like, seeing what they've been able to do and seeing the team members and the quality of team members, their responsiveness of their team members, the dedication of their team members, the commitment of their team members, the responsibility of their team members, and how they embody that position gave me the confidence that I too could find people like that. I could recognize, hey, this person's in, like, Oliver, lean into this person. And then, at the same time, you can recognize, and you get enough repetition with it, right? You start recognizing the people who are just, they're just in it for themselves, like anything and everything, it's all about them. And no big business has ever been created when it's all about one person. And I had to say the same thing to myself when when I first started, basically it was like a lifestyle business, right? Like, I could be anywhere I wanted to be. I could do all the work, but, like, I wasn't building what I'm building now. I could make really good money. I could be in Florida, but I still have my computer, That was a lifestyle business. Like, now we're building it with the team. There's actual actions being taken in the business without me telling everybody what to do or without me doing everything. Like, we have a framework for how things need to be done, but there's action being taken in the business to get those things done. And that's what a real business is. That's what a business is. And, I'm just excited, man. I'm just really, really excited for what's to come, what we're building, what we're leaning into. Even as painful it is to walk away from my partner that we've been doing business for, like, the last 9 years, like, I know where we're headed and I know what we can create with the team that we have and that the team we're going to continue to build out. And it's like, I have to step into those decisions and move forward. I mean, it's just as painful as back in 2013 when I had to walk away from my dad in partnership, right? It's just as painful. But at the same time, as the visionary and the person that is responsible for this organization to succeed, when the time is right. When you need to make the decision to elevate, to go to the next level, to elevate the entire organization to what it can create. And never easy. It's never fun. It's not fun telling, moving and transitioning and moving in different directions from team members. But when you're out of alignment, it's so clear, and it honestly makes it easy. It makes it easy when you get out of alignment, because it's just like, hey, like, let's break bread, like, handshake. Let's separate this thing like good partners, and let's roll. Because I know what we're going to create. We're going to create a $100 million company, and we're going to build that. And the reason why we're going to build that is because the impact we will have on the people in the company, on the customers that we work with, on the people that we deal with, the residents that live in our apartment buildings. The impact is too important to us to not make those decisions. And when it's like that's the leverage point. It's like, hey, man, we got to make this decision because it gets too important. It's too important for us not to. So I'm excited for 2023. You know, we've gotten in alignment in all the organizations with all our team members. We're like, that was the big thing for 2022 is like understanding how to get in alignment with people. You know, like, cause like getting in alignment is not easy. There's potential for feelings to get hurt. There's potential for you to get really emotional and start getting upset and irate and like, you know, not acting like you normally would act. But once you understand how to have those conversations about getting in alignment, you can get in alignment. And like all of the weird feelings can you know, they're still there for that moment, but you give them room when you make the decision to get in alignment. Because when you're out of alignment, then that's when you like, you know, all of the feelings and the emotion gets crazy. But when you get in alignment, it's like, man, this is good. Like, and sometimes getting in alignment means transitioning away from somebody, or some people, or some companies, or whatever that may be. And man, it's crazy. We've landed some massive jobs. Like we have a great backlog. We're building something, and it's so exciting to see it all come together. And I knew it was possible, you know, and like a lot of these things were things that I was doing, but now we have full-time people that are focusing on this every day, and now they're creating a much bigger impact and bigger result than I could have ever done when it was me trying to do estimating, when it was me trying to do finance, when it was me trying to do operation. Like, you can't build a big business that way. I mean, look at the biggest companies in the world. Amazon, Facebook, Tesla. It's not just the CEO. It's a team of people building these things, and not just a small team. This is like thousands and tens of thousands of people. And I want to be one of those guys one day. And the only way I will be able to be one of those guys is if I continue to grow and learn and expand and step into the person that I am called to be. And stepping into that means you got to make decisions. You got to make tough decisions. You got to get in alignment with the team. You got to hold the team accountable. And when there's no accountability, you got to get in alignment. So 2022, the best way I can sum up 2022 is like with the word alignment. Getting in alignment. Making sure personally, professionally, and financially you're all in alignment. And honestly, it feels good when you go to a chiropractor and get in alignment. You know, like I love when she snaps my neck, or like honestly, some of the best videos that I love watching on Instagram are when like you're watching a chiropractor like crack somebody's body, and like the cracks are like crazy loud. And the reason why I like watching it is because I know how good that is gonna feel, because I love when I get aligned like that. So with that, you know, if somebody would have ever told me how much pain you'd have to get into or go through to get to where you want to get to, I don't know if I would have done it. But I will tell you this: when you get to the other side, and when you start hitting your targets that you set out, and that, you know, maybe people doubted you and didn't think you were going to be able to hit it, double down on yourself and go hit it and go make it happen, because that feeling of euphoria, it's like a natural high. It's like someone can never take that away from you. And I love that feeling, and I can't wait to have more of those feelings in this new year, as we really have morphed into a different company. You know, people I've been with for a long time, superintendents, you know, people in the field, people, operations partners, like we got out of alignment with certain things, and we had to just move in different directions. But the new people that we have brought on, and the new people that we are building with, are in alignment, and it's going to be exciting to see what we can create. And with that, go out there and continue to build your legacy. Looking forward to it.